Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Glad to be back with you. Just wanted to go over some of the things that I noticed over the weekend. I saw there are a couple of topics I wanted to cover. One was Stallone at the America First dinner, and President Trump was there, and so was John Voight and some other celebrities. But I just, with all these people that I've grown up with going so woke and so far to the left and coming out and getting political and stuff like that. Idols that I used to have. I used to, I don't want to say worship these people, but I just really enjoyed watching them. I always look forward to their movies or their music. I went to NYU. I was a film and television student. So I was into the cinema and going to movies all the time. I still love going to the movies. And Robert De Niro was one of my favorite actors. I loved his films. So stuff like that. When you see these people evolving and you see these people coming out and just spewing a lot of nonsense and a lot of really bad ideas, and then demonizing people who share the values that we have, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And of all the people that I really loved to watch when I was younger, whether it was De Niro, some of these other guys, thank God, there's somebody like Sylvester Stallone who I can always count on Sly to just be the alpha, not get pushed around, not cave to the woke culture and all this stuff. And it's really nice to see. And I didn't even know that he had done this. I'm glad that he did. But he was at this dinner and he was praising President Trump, and it moves me when I hear somebody speak about people who care about the country that way, or speak about the country that way. People don't talk about the country the way it should be talked about anymore. People coming out of school or coming out of the universities or coming out of DEI trainings in their workforce, they get a very different picture, or they're taught a very different picture of the country than I grew up in. And I've just been resisting this for many years now. And this is why President Trump has the following that he has. And I think people now, after this election and seeing the mandate that he's been given now, not just with the electoral vote, but with the popular vote, winning the House, winning the Senate, I mean, it really was just a slaughter. And thank God it was just a slaughter, and it drove a wooden stake right through the heart of woke culture and all this progressive leftist ideology. America finally, hopefully, is back on track, and we have to stay the course. But the sentiment that is being relayed by Stallone here, I share this very much. And this is why people love President Trump. So I just want to share this with you.
I'm very, very proud to be here. I didn't expect this, but I'll just keep it short and sweet, because there's no such a thing as a speech too short. When I did Rocky, if you remember, the first image was a picture of Jesus, and it says Resurrection AC Club. I found a church that had been converted to a boxing ring. So the image pans down from Jesus onto Rocky being hit. And at that moment, he was a chosen person, and that's how I began the journey. Something was going to happen. This man was going to go through a metamorphosis and change lives, just like President Trump.
Exactly.
We are in the presence of a really mythical character. I love mythology. And this individual does not exist on this planet. Nobody in the world could have pulled off what he pulled off, so I'm in awe.
And I think all of us are in awe, even if you're on the left, even if you're progressive and you didn't like the outcome of this election. You still got to respect the fight that this guy didn't back down. He didn't go anywhere. Nobody does that. It really is unbelievable. It's very hard. And I believe that he wouldn't have been able to do it just by himself. I mean, he did have the support of half the country. And those rallies, I think seeing that he has that support, that did fuel him. And I'm happy to see that there are other people out there that have a large platform that aren't afraid to hang their balls on the wall and just go out there fearless of the cancel culture. Somebody like Sly, just the right guy, alpha male, tough, is already established. You know, he's obviously much older now, but he has a solid career. And if anybody out there is looking for a good show to watch, Tulsa King, which is his baby now. This is the new stuff that he's working on. Still going strong. Stallone is just, he's just unbelievable. It's a fantastic show. It's a great show. I would highly recommend watching it. If you're on the tail end of some series that you're streaming right now and you're wondering what you're going to watch next, Tulsa King, it's on Paramount off of Amazon. Definitely give that a shot. Stallone is awesome in it, and it's by Taylor Sheridan, who also did Yellowstone. So he's the writer / producer. They're doing a really good job with that show. It's definitely up there. I don't know if it's a Sopranos, but it's close. It's light. It's got that Stallone charm, but there's a lot going on there that makes it a really good thriller / drama. It's a little cheeky, but it's good stuff. And it's just fun to see Stallone doing his thing again. So definitely catch that. But we all grew up, you know, with Stallone and the Rocky movies. And the Rocky movies as a kid, that definitely influenced me. That definitely, you know, gave me that sense of, you know, red, white, and blue and living in America, like in Rocky IV and stuff like that. And you have a love for the country, and you don't want to see the country slip away. And Rocky, to me, you know, that underdog story, that Cinderella story, that's the American dream. That's the American dream that we all wanted, at least as young boys. We wanted that. We want to be able to overcome, you know, we want to be able to be challenged but overcome and keep moving forward. And it's individualist. It's right here, you know, it's just right here. And men are just better when they have a sense of purpose and then accomplishment. It's all about the individual in that sense. So I can relate through Rocky. So anyway, enough of that. Talking about boxing, by the way, Rocky, that was the other thing I want to talk to you about was I saw the fight on Friday night between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. And like everybody else, hugely disappointed, but not surprised. And when I first heard of this fight, I turned to my cousin and I was just like, this is just a gimmick. This is a sham. I don't believe this for a second. And even a little bit with the fight that he had a couple of years prior during COVID, he had an exhibition with Roy Jones Jr., who also I think pound for pound is probably one of the best heavyweights ever on the face of the earth in history. Roy Jones Jr. in his prime was awesome. He wasn't a heavyweight, but putting the two of them together 3 or 4 years ago max, whenever that was a good fight. And it was just nice to see them in the ring, you know, trading blows and going the distance and dancing around. And I thought Tyson looked really good in that fight for his age, but he knows how to punch. Obviously, the guy was heavyweight champ of the world. He knows how to put his body into it and destroy somebody. And Roy Jones Jr., let me tell you, he was taking a lot of fire. And it's hard. It's damaging. Somebody like Jake Paul, who's only been doing this for a few years, who didn't grow up like this, who was not raised in the sort of environment that Mike Tyson was. It doesn't mix. He's a boxer and he can be a tough guy, but he's not Tyson tough. And I don't care that he's half his age. And I don't care, that Tyson is pushing 58 or 59, whatever it was. Tyson was world heavyweight champion, one of the baddest men of all time in history, pound for pound as a heavyweight. You can make a good argument that he was, in his prime, the best there ever was, the most feared guy. Not Muhammad Ali, not Joe Louis. It would have been Mike Tyson. The guy was just unstoppable. That doesn't leave you. Okay, that's in your blood. It's in your bones. That stuff doesn't leave you. Okay, if you ever seen Mike Tyson stare down somebody, okay, when they're introduced to themselves and the ref is going over the rules of the fight, and there's that stare down. There's always that stare down, and you know who's going to bitch out during that stare down. You ever look at Tyson stare down his opponents? A guy like that doesn't have fear, and that doesn't go away, especially when you're looking at somebody like Jake Paul. So when I see Mike Tyson walking in to that fight, walking into the arena, and everybody cheering, and you see the look on his face, that's not the face of the animal, the destroyer, the ruthless murderer that we know who's going to go in the ring. That when I looked into those eyes, I didn't see fear. A lot of people tell me, he was afraid, he's older, Jake was carrying him. Jake, didn't want to knock him out. He was being nice. God, I don't understand how people can interpret it that way. Even some of the people that were there, like I was listening to Holyfield after when he was giving the commentary on the fight. I'm like, man, are you not in on what's going on? Are you not seeing what's happening? Or maybe he's not on the inside. Obviously, he'd have to be kept out. But I just think that this whole thing was a ruse. Okay, so Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, they're buddy, and they go on camera together, and they announce that they're going to be fighting, and they're friendly, and they're doing their YouTube shorts and this and that, and you see they're playing around, they're friendly, and as soon as I see this, I'm like, people who are scheduled to fight together, they're not friendly during the training. So it's obviously a gimmick. They're just in it to fart in our face and just take $60 million from us, split 40 for Jake, 20 for Tyson or whatever. And Tyson or anybody, you can't blame him. It's $20 million. So you paid $20 million to dance. Nothing's going to happen. You don't go down. Jake doesn't go down. Everyone plays nice. We give a couple of really good undercards. Everybody's at least entertained. And then whatever. We give them a show and leave. Boo. But I think in the end, when it comes to a head, now Tyson has the gloves on. He's got the boxes on. He's in the robe and he's coming down the aisle to the ring. And it hits you. That look on his face, what I saw, that's pride. That's pride just crushed. Why am I doing this? Why did I do that? People love me. People like this, like I'm in a good place now. I didn't have to do this. But I'm not going to take a dive, but I'm going in there to lose and not give it my best and look bad in front of these people. Is that how I want to be remembered? Did I make a mistake? That's pride. That's what I see when I looked into his eyes and I see him walk through, his facial expression was the same from the time he came out to the time he left. It wasn't the killer. Okay, somebody like Tyson, like I said, you think if Tyson met Jake Paul in the street, he'd be afraid? No. Nobody is afraid of this guy, this clown. Also, when you look at the fight, and a lot of people were saying, there was something wrong with his leg, he wasn't moving his legs. Look, you can go and you can shoot all this promo footage to lead up to the fight. And then when the fight comes, you're not able to do what you were doing during the promo filming. That doesn't make any sense to me. So I'll play this, and you guys tell me if this looked like the Tyson that you saw in the fight, okay? You tell me. Look at that speed. Look at the weight that he's thrown in. Look how he's pushing the guys. He's putting all his weight into it. That's not the guy that we saw at all. What we saw was the wool being pulled over everybody's eyes. It was just a fart in the face. That's exactly what it was. It wasn't a Tyson fight. It was, I'm gonna dance for $20 million kind of deal. And I think deep down, everybody knows that. And Jake Paul, in my eyes, he's a trans. He's transabled. What do I mean by that? Well, you have transgender, you have transracial. Transgender, you put on a dress, a guy thinks he's a girl, wants affirmation and wants you to respect his gender identity. Transracial, these wackos, they go and they get their surgery to make their eyes look like they're Chinese or something, I don't know, or take some pills to make their skin darker and pull themselves off as black or brown or whatever, and they want everyone else to affirm their identity. They identify as black or brown. Well, Jake, he is transabled, and he wants everybody to respect his identity that he is some world-class champion boxer. He's not. He's not. And it's the same mental illness as all these other people have. And when I look at him, I don't think that it's all about promoting and marketing and making millions of dollars. I truly believe that after a few years, this guy, he just wants people to respect him and his ability. Well, if you want to be respected, okay, don't go challenging and calling out has-beens and old-timers who have one foot in the grave. I mean, you see all the memes. They're funny because it's true. Like I saw one meme of saying that Jake Paul's next challenge was former President Jimmy Carter, who's basically in hospice on his deathbed. But you don't see, or you didn't see back in the 80s, you didn't see Mike Tyson for a promo calling out Muhammad Ali because he wanted to prove that he was the best. You want to be the best, get in the ring with the people who are the best now. Okay, go after the current champs, the current top 10, the current top 5, whoever. If you think you're tough, or you at least want to go for it, you want to be respected, fight somebody your own class, okay, your own age, your own weight class, and work your way up the ladder like everybody else did and earn the respect that way. Earn the respect. There's no respect. So Jake Paul, he's transabled, in my opinion. Anyway, just wanted to talk about those things. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Again, trying to get this consistent. So if you can, please please share, leave a comment, something. If there's something that you want me to talk about, or maybe you'd like to even be a guest and we can talk about something, shoot the shit, that would be great. Peace out, everybody. I'll catch you on the next one.